Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Crazy Hobbies Down Under. What's going on down there? All right, so we're back with another video, and on this video we'll be talking about radios, in particular surface radios. So what I mean by that, if you're a boat guy or you're a car guy, then that's a surface radio. So if you've got a car radio, guys at home, you will be able to use it in your boat also, right? So they're both on surfaces. For air is completely different, right? So airplanes, helicopters and drones, you'll need an air radio, right? We'll be talking about that in another video. Now, you can buy a lot of brands. A lot of brands are out there, right? At Crazy Hobbies, we're very particular in what we stock and what we sell, right? So the two biggest brands, you have Spektrum, which is American based, and you have Futaba, which is Japanese, right? I'd like to call it and say that Spektrum is like the Bentley of your surface radios, and Futaba is your Rolls Royce of surface radios. Make no mistake about that. I'll quickly chuck in my 5 cents before we move on. I've used a lot of radios, FlySky, everything, FlySky, Sanwa, Spektrum. As soon as I got myself a Futaba, I never looked back. Futaba does come at a premium price, but in the 15 or 20 odd years that I've been, mucking around with my RC cars and boats, I have never had an issue with my Futaba radio unless I caused it myself, and that is the honest truth. So I thought I'd just quickly chuck that in there. Excuse me, it's the boss. Yes, boss? Yes, we're just doing a quick video on radios on YouTube. Yes. Yep, there's a paper, read it underneath the desk. Okay, no worries, thank you. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Oscar, you idiot. We've told you numerous times, make sure to mention, to subscribe and like before you start the video. As I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, if you could please subscribe and like, and also hit that bell button. And when you guys do, there'll be a box that will open up, and hit the top bell, and that will notify you with all our current videos. So, as I was saying, Bentley and Rolls Royce, make no mistake about it. Now, we're just going to go over a few key points. Now, you're sitting at home and you're wondering, I've got a radio, why do I need to upgrade my radio? We'll come to that right now. Spektrum and Futaba, price-wise, Spektrum is cheaper than Futaba. Now, in saying that, some of the Spektrum stuff, right now, Futaba has their lower end stuff as well. Spektrum, some of the radios don't come with receivers, right? So you still need to buy a receiver. Futaba, very important, when you do buy a premium Futaba radio, they will come with 2 receivers, right? So just keep that in mind. And the receivers aren't cheap, guys. They're usually anywhere between $50 to $100 each. But the most expensive Spektrum radio is about $400, and the most expensive Futaba radio, which is this one here, 7PXR, retails for around $900. Comfort. Now, this is very important. Before we chuck this in as well, if you're a picky RC guy, what we recommend is go down to your local hobby shop, right? And if you're going to buy a radio, have a feel of the radio first, right? So just pick it up in your hand and have a feel and see which one feels nicer, because the more comfortable you are with the radio, usually you drive better. So that's a very important point also. Usability and interface, this is a big one. So, why would I buy a radio? When you spend more money, you will get a better radio in the sense that the interface on the radio will be easier to use. So quick example, you buy a cheap phone for $150, it's just keypad only, right? And it's annoying, you hit a keypad and slides and you got to go back. You buy an iPhone, everything's touch screen. And it's the same thing with your radios, right? So you buy a premium radio, everything is touch screen, and it's very easy to navigate. Range and reliability between the two, Futaba has it in the bag, right? So when it comes to range, Futaba has the best range out of all radios, in my opinion, and reliability out of all Surface radios. Futaba is the Rolls Royce. Response time between the two. The Spektrum, so Spektrum's got the R, right? So the Pro, so that's for race, right? They have really good response. The other Spektrum radios not too bad. So response time, if you're not sure, when I turn the radio, there's very little delay, right? Response time is very fast, and that makes a difference, when you're racing and that sort of stuff, and people like fast response time. Just quickly, we'll touch on another thing. With receivers, guys, look at the box. We will show you in depth right now. On the Spektrum radios, you'll have DSMR and DSMR2. That's the receiver. So whatever receiver you buy, just make sure it's compatible with that name on your radio. And the same thing with Futaba. If your Futaba says it's compatible with a TFHSS and a SFHSS, they're the receivers you need to buy for your radio. We're going to show you guys the interface on some of the radios. We're going to show you binding, right? We're going to show you the difference between the receivers and what they mean. And quickly, we're going to tell you guys about the servos, right? So just with the servos, you've got Spektrum, which is 23 tooth. The tooth counts. We're going to show you the differences, so you can skip through that. Let's go to part 2. Alrighty, so part 2, we're going to start off with Spektrum first, right? And we're going to show you 3 things. Binding, calibration, if needed with your AVC receiver, and failsafe, right? 3 simple things. We're going to quickly show you the interface on the radio. This is a DX5 rugged. It's quite a popular radio from Spektrum. It's waterproof and stuff, which is pretty cool. So with Spektrum, you only have 2 receivers, right? What's going on? All right, so you have the Spektrum SR215, 315, and 515s, right? These are just your basic receivers, no AVC. They're super easy to bind. And then you have your AVC receivers from Spektrum also, which are quite easy. All right, let's get started. So you've purchased your radio, you've gone home, and you want to be able to use it. You want to be able to bind it into your cars that have Spektrum receivers in them, or you're just getting started. So let's quickly switch that on. Hold down for a split second. Now, just without confusing you guys too much, right? You got clear there, up and down, OK, and back. So it's just gently just touching them. So let's go into the main menu by pressing OK. Now, like I said, let's try to keep this as simple as possible. You've got model select, right? So let's go down, swipe down, press OK. Now in here, you can see, right? You've got a few different, you can swipe up, a few different models, right? We've named them. And then you got new models, right? And every time you press add new, a new model will appear, right? And then you can go ahead and name them, right? So let's just say new model 4, right? Press OK, and we're on channel 4 now. And like I said, every new receiver, just go to create new model, and then it'll go to number 5. And then press it again, it'll go number 6. And it's as simple as that. You can go back and forth of what you have. Now let's press OK again, right? And you can model name, right? So if I want to model name number 4, lossy laser nut, I will name it in model name. So number 4 will be laser nut. And that way I'll know which car is which model, right? So you can model name there. Now let's scroll down. Now, like I said, there's a bit of an art to this. You get used to it. It can be a little bit annoying. And you want to go to bind frame. And let's just press OK. And scroll down. Bind. Don't press anything yet. Whoops. Don't press anything yet. Now, 215 receiver. You will see here, Spektrum make it really easy. STR, steering, and THR is for throttle, right? So your steering will go into STR, your servo that makes the car turn, and your THR is your ESC motor, right? this plug here. Your BAT, if you've got a fan, you can plug it into there. So every time your radio switches on, your fan will come on. On the bottom here, you can't really see it on the camera. You'll have a negative on the far left-hand side and a positive. When you plug that in, right, negative, on the far end, right? So let's go ahead and plug this in. Just line it up nice and straight. You don't want to damage those pins, right? You can see there the negatives on the left-hand side. On the SRs, you have a little button, Spektrum logo, right? We're going to push that down now. So, first things first, you plugged everything up, push that button down, turn on your ESC, you'll get a rapid flash. Now, rapid flash means basically I'm ready for bind, right? So all you need to now do, hold the controller about a meter away, because if it's too close, it sort of trips out. So about a meter away, and then all we're going to do is just press OK. So we'll just quickly press OK. If it doesn't work, you have to hold it about a meter away, all right? So just leave that. Light will appear, solid light. Controller will turn on off again. That's pretty much done. That's it. That's how you bind a receiver to your car. So let's just see if we've got throttle. Sure do. All right. Let's plug in our servo, make sure our servo is working. You can plug in everything first before you bind it, right? Doesn't matter what way you do it. There you go. All right. So that's it. That's all you need to do to bind your SR215 receivers. It's as simple as that. Now, failsafe is really easy. Let's just go back into our main menu. Let's scroll back down to bind. Right. Go down. Don't press OK yet. Now, with the failsafe, right, it's very, very easy. Go to bind. Let's hit that logo down. Let's switch it on again. It's in bind mode now, right? With your electrics, on your controller, make sure you see how I've set my brake to 100%. All right. You want to make sure your brakes are at 100%. Bind. Okay, so failsafe. When I'm binding, when I hit OK, wherever I have my throttle trigger set, right? So that's brake, right? You don't want to pull the trigger down and then bind it, because when your controller turns off, it will hit full throttle. So I'm going to show you guys right now. So failsafe, how do you set it? Let's just say I want full brake, right, on my car when the radio switches off. So what I do is I go full brake. You can see there, I'm going all the way to the top, and then I hold it there, and then I press OK. Okay, hold it, keep holding it, keep holding it. Radio will switch on and off again. I'm still, okay, and then I let go. So basically, wherever I've kept that throttle trigger, that's my failsafe. So I'll be driving full throttle, right? I'll be switch my radio off, and that will hit full 100% brake will come on. Switch that off. Sorry, just hold it for a bit longer. Switching off. There you go. Radio's off. Okay, and you see that's fully locked up. I'll go ahead and open that back up. Switch that back on. Now, every person has to test their fail-safe, right, after they do it. If you have a nitro cars usually don't have reverse. So you can hit it full brake, right? It's very easy. With electric cars, you got to be a bit careful. So sometimes when you bind it on full brake, sometimes they can go to full reverse, right? If your brake isn't set. So what you want to do is very easy. Sit the car on top of something, right? Just go a little bit of throttle, and then while the car's up in the air, before you drive it, you just turn it off. all right? And then it should hit the brake. So before you go to take it outside, make sure you test it on a bench first before you drive it, or else you will have to set the fail-safe again. And if it goes into full reverse, then something's not right. You can just, instead of going all the way brake, just go a little bit, right? So when the controller switches off or somehow, it will just come to a gradual stop. It won't just lock up the brakes. So fail-safe, that's how you set fail-safe up with the Spectrums. While you're binding, set your throttle, set your brake, depending how hard you want your brake to come on. So that's pretty much it. Now, so we don't have to stop the video, let's go to AVC, right? So we're done with them. Let's go to AVC. Let's go to throttle again. Negative, yep, on the outside, remember guys. Let's plug that in. All right. Again, hit that bind, switch on. Rapid flash, let's switch on this. All right, let's just say this is a new model, right? Just go to OK. Model select. Let's just go new model completely. We're at number 7. Let's go create a new model. Yeah, why not? This is our 8th car, right? So if we go to main menu, it should say 8. There you go. All right, let's go back into the let's bind this up. Keep coming down. Scroll. Bind. Okay, now this is the AVC receiver. This is what's going to happen. We're gonna bind it again 1 meter away, right? We're gonna bind it. Light will appear. This control will turn on off again. Just wait for it. And then it's looking for a calibration, right? The AVC receivers, make sure it's completely in your car, it's flat. And then we're gonna calibrate it. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna go full throttle. The light will go dim, let go. And you're gonna go full brake, light will go dim, let go. Then you're gonna go right, full right, let go. And then full left and let go, right? And that's it. Now you'll have throttle. Okay. And then your AVC. There you go. That's it. So if your AVC receivers, they will need calibration exactly in that order. Full throttle, let go, full brake, let go, right, let go, left, let go, and then kaboom. You're ready to rumble. And the fail-safe, pretty much on this one, while you're binding, yeah, same thing. You do it exactly where you want to set it. There is no difference between the fail-safe within the AVC receivers and normal receivers. So that's Spektrum for you, ladies and gentlemen. With your ESC motor, let's just say something's not right. Let's just say your calibration's off, you're not getting full throttle, you're not getting brake, you're not getting reverse, right? So you've done all that. Let's calibrate the ESC and motor. You've bound everything up, you've set your fail-safe, and you're about to drive your car. And for some reason, you're not getting full throttle, or something's going on, right? So you're not getting full brake. So what that means is you need to calibrate your motor and ESC, okay? And usually, with the Traxxas cars, you do have to calibrate them, right? So now calibration, doesn't matter what ESC it is, usually they're all the same. They'll have a little button on your ESC next to your on-off switch, right? So all you want to do is, you just got to do a little bit quick though. You can't just, you can't take your time with this. So hold your hand down on that button. Whilst holding your hand down on the button, quickly switch on, let go, press the button once without touching the controller, make sure the control's on, hit full throttle, press it once again, you get 2 beeps, hit full brake and press the button again, you get 3 beeps. Let go, and you will hear that sequence at the end, and then you're done. So you'll have full throttle, you'll have brake, let go, and then you have reverse. All right. So That's how calibration's done on, 90% of your ESC and motors. Okie dokie. Ladies and gentlemen, let's come to the Rolls-Royce or radios, the Futaba. And we're going to show you exactly the same. We're going to show you how to bind it and fail-safe, okay? Very, very easy. Now, we have the 3PV, and we're going to show you how to bind it first with the 3PV, right? Because this is the most difficult radio to use from Futaba. It is, and it's also the best-selling radio. There's a lot of YouTube videos on how to bind it, but not very clear, right? And we're going to show you the 2-channel receiver, which a lot of people have trouble with binding, right? The next level from here is the 4PM. The 4PM is a little bit more expensive, but it has a larger LCD screen display, and it's a lot more easy to navigate compared to the 3PV. So we're going to show you the 3PV first, and then we're going to show you the 7PX, which is touchscreen. Yeah, get ready for that. So just quickly on the box, right? Features a 2.4 gigahertz TFHSS receiver. It includes one of these bad boys, right? You see how it says there, TFHSS? That's included. You do not have to bind it out of the box, but we will show you anyway if you did want to get a telemetry receiver, all right? So that's included in the box and it's already bound, but we're going to show you. Now, the reason why we showed you the TFHSS, and you see here, the SFHSS, right? So that's what the system is compatible with. So, coming to our point, here it is here, right? You see here, SFHSS, it's the same that says on the box. There you go there, all right? SFHSS. So that tells you guys that radio is compatible with that receiver. You just got to know how to bind it, right? And a lot of people have, well, I would say 90% of people have trouble binding it with this receiver. And there you go there, there's your TFHSS, right? So the 202GF is about 50, 60 bucks, right? And the 3-4 channels are about $100. There is no need for you to go buy this one, right? When you can go buy the 202 and use it in your electric cars, because that's all you need is a 2-channel receiver in your electric car, right? Throttle and steering. That's it. That's all you need. All right, so there's no need to go spend 100 bucks. So we've just saved you 50 bucks straight off the bat. Buy the 202. That's all that's needed. All right. So that is a very good point that we've brought up. Now, the TFH receivers are super easy to bind. We did, like I said, we found a little bit of a hack on the radio. It's not a hack, but yeah, it's just easier for you guys at home. Now, let's get ready. So you've brought it up, right? You got 1 and 2. Go ahead right now, plug your steering into number 1, right? Negative to the corner, right? See there? The negative on that side, please. Right, go ahead, plug your servo into number 1 and plug your ESC in number 2. Don't worry about what we're doing here, we're just powering it, right? So go ahead and do that. All right, so once you've done that, so this is our steering servo, right? So let's just go plug this in 1. All right. Once you've done that, power on the ESC. And once you power on the ESC, you'll get a red light, right? Once you get the red light, let's go ahead and switch on the radio, power, right? Just there. All right, so let's quickly zoom up. You got model up here and system, and then F/S, short for failsafe. I'm going to show you how to use it, right? It's a bit, like I said, it's a bit confusing, but you know, it's a cheaper radio. You got to expect that. So let's press the right. You got right, plus, minus, left. So let's go with right. All right. Let's keep it on. Let's keep it on 1. That's fine. You can, once you come in here and the 1 flashes, that means you can adjust me, right? So you can press the plus button, will go to 2, but we're not going to do that now. So let's go to, let's press right again. You can, the name's flashing, so you can put your name in there if you want. All right, that's not important. Keep going. Okay, let's come to system. Now, we're currently on SFH. Now, we don't want that because our receiver is a TFHSS, right? Oop. You see there? TFH. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and change that. Now, once you're in here, System's flashing, right? Press the plus button once. Don't worry about power off. No, it says FH. No, we don't want that. So let's press that again. All right, you see here, we're on TFH. Now, it says power off. I want you to push the right button once, and then it will come to power off, power off. All right, so we've done that. Okay, TFH, and we've put it on TFH. Now, very simple. Sorry about the camera. Now, very simple. We're gonna switch that on now. That light will glow green. See that? TFH. See there, we've got a green light, so that's a success. Okay, we've got steering. And then your throttle. Obviously your ESC is going to be connected into there. Okay. So very, very easy. That's that. Now a lot of people have trouble with this one here, the 202. You see here, SFHSS. So let's go ahead and turn this radio off. Let's cycle the power. All right. Let's turn that back on. All right, now. Let's go ahead again. Plug your, again, crazy family. Number 1, all right, is for your servo. Number 2 is your ESC. Go ahead and plug that all in. All right, I'm just gonna power this with my receiver because it's easier for me to do. All right, and negative again on the right-hand side. I'm gonna go ahead and plug my servo in just for me to test it, to show you guys. Now, get power to it through your ESC, right? Now, this is what we're gonna do. We are going to push the right button once, so switch on the radio, switch, okay, and then press the right button once. The 1 flashes. We're gonna press the plus button once. Leave it, it just says okay, right? And then it's telling me to power off. All right, press the right button once and then power off. So cycling the power. Now, let's go ahead and switch that back on. Okay, so as you see, we're still on TFH. Hold on a second. We've just bought the 2-channel receiver, which I've saved you guys like 50 bucks, right? The SFH. So, it's very easy. All we've got to do is, let's press the right button. All right, we're on channel 2. Yeah, we're happy with that. No, we don't want to put our name in now. We can do that later. Okay. Once you're here, press the plus button. Okay, you see how it says SFH? Yes, that's the one we want. So let's go ahead and press that button, that right button once, and then power off. Okay, now this is the judgment day. I should be able to turn that power on, and that light should come on green. Okay, so let's all go for it. Are you ready? Okay, let's turn it on. Aha! Voila. Okay, and you see here, look, SFH. And it's easy as that, ladies and gentlemen. All right, all you guys, that's all you just have to do. With the 3PV, you've set everything up and you want to set the fail safes on your car, which is extremely, extremely important. You don't want your car taking off, hitting anybody, right? Let's switch it on. Right. Okay, so it's on. Let's keep cycling through. Keep pressing the right button until you land on FS. Now, I'll just show you quickly. Keep pressing it. You're just cycling through. You're not actually adjusting anything. So just be careful. So it's on EXPA. Now, press it once more. Once it lands on FS, you press it once more again. Alrighty. So you see here how it's got B. I can change that to F. So it's got F, forward, but you don't want it on forward. So what you want to do is you want full brake. Let's go full brake, and let's press that minus button once. 69%. It will only allow you to go basically 69%. I can go less if I want. I'll just go a little bit. Press that minus button, and it'll go 37. Right? So 37%. Your car's running. Your radio loses signal. Your brakes will hit 37% and gradually slow the car down. But I'm just going to put it on full. So just put it on full. Hit the minus button. All right, and it's done. That's it. That's all you got to do. Just make sure it's the percentage is on B, right? That's it. And then you can just cycle through again, and you're done. It's as easy as that to set the failsafe. All right, and like we told you, make sure you test it on the bench first by switching on the radio, switching on the car, throttle, switch off, and then you'll see the car lock up on the brakes. Easy as that. We cannot pretty much wrap up the Futaba video without showing you the Rolls Royce. Ladies and gentlemen, behold the 7PXR. I should be wearing a glove when handling this. There she's there. Now this is a 7PXR, right? And every year they, upgrade it, right? This is a limited edition. The latest one is the R, right? And the limited edition just looks a little bit more fancy. Okay, and the great thing about the 7PXRs, they're all color screen, they're all touch screen. We're going to switch it on right now, and they do come with a lithium polymer battery standard, which lasts a very, very long time in the radio, right? You might have to charge it once every 3 months, but most importantly, with the lithium polymer battery, the radio stays nice and light, right? So when it's in your hand, your arm's not getting tired. So let's go ahead and switch this on, have a quick look at the menu. That's already in bind mode, and show you how quick it is to bind. All right, so let's power up. Alrighty, so, and you can see here, throttle, everything is, digital. All right, so let's go to, you can go to user menu. Everything is right in front of you guys, and you can just cycle through, right? So menu. Let's go to the linkage menu. Let's go to receiver. And you've got to pick exactly what receiver you have, okay? So we've got the TFHSS. And let's go to yes. And then go to link. And then that count down. And let's quickly just press that button once. Let go. And then voila, close. That's how easy it is to bind. Okay, so my point is, when you spend more money, all the hard work is, all the hard work is taken out for you, right? Everything becomes a lot easier. And there she is, ladies and gentlemen, the 7PXR. We've come to the last part of the Surface Radios video, and we're just going to show you the servos, right? Just going to clear a few things up here, because it can get confusing if you don't know what you're, reading. So we've got a standard size servo here. Now, we're just going to quickly show you something. Hopefully we'll get it in frame. Now, you see, this is the servo, it's what the spline, right? And this is what the servo horn sits on. And, you can see there, it's got little grooves, right? There you go there. If you count them, right, you'll have 23, you'll have 24, 25, right? So when they tell you it's a 25 tooth spline or 25 tooth servo horn, that's exactly what they mean. So let's just say you get a 23, right? You go to put a 24 on there, it'll be too loose. It will still go on, but you'll strip that out, right? So a 23 tooth spline will require a 23 tooth servo horn, all right? So let's just say if you've got a 25 and you've got a 24, it won't fit on. It'll be too tight. So we thought we'd clear that up for you guys, right? That's a very nice looking servo. That's on Power HD. That's all aluminium. Now we're going to tell you what's what. So let's just quickly get everything on the table. Now, first of all, let's just pretend that's a Spektrum servo. We haven't got one in stock at the moment, so let's just pretend that's a Spektrum. Now, Spektrum teeth, right, are 23 teeth. All of them are 23 teeth, unless they tell you otherwise. Okay, so for Spektrum, you'll need a 23 teeth servo horn. Now let's just go up. high-tech. Now high-techs are all pretty much 24. Okie dokie. So 24. So like you'll see here, Huddy, aluminium throttle servo horn, high-tech, 24T, right? There you go, that's servo horn. Now, some high-techs now are coming out with 25. So just always double check that. But usually high-techs are all 24 servo horns, right? And then you have the Fantastic Four. You have the Fantastic Four, Futaba, SERVOS, Traxxas, Power HD are all 25 teeth, okay? They're all 25. So you'll see here, Huddy again, throttle servo, Futaba, SERVOS, right, 25T. And that's what that means. So that servo horn will go on to any of these servos, right? So before we clear that up, now, just with, if you buy an aluminium servo horn, right, and you've got an aluminium servo, okay, when you go to put the aluminium on the aluminium spline, it'll be pretty tight, right? Just line it up, make sure all the splines are lined up, and then just push it down. If it doesn't push down, just screw it on, right? Now when it screws on, it will actually push the horn, you know, down the bottom. So yeah, you don't need to worry there. So that's basically it. We thought we'd clear that up. And that's pretty much it. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe and like button if this video was helpful and straightforward. We'll see you on the next one. We love you all from down under.